So guys, we're here with one of the greatest characters on Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. What was it like?
It was awesome. I was a huge fan of the show before I got on it, so to get to work on it was great. And then when they kept calling me back, it was really fun. So who knew Clem, the loose-skin demon, would come back after Kitten Poker? Well, when I started, the character didn't even have a name, so it was fun.
What was it like playing that character?
It was a blast because of the way it was written. Because I was a fan of the show, I knew kind of tone-wise. And, you would think, oh, he's a demon, he's going to be scary, but I went in and tried to play it comedically. And I think that helped, and then they started writing towards that character. They just made it really sweet, funny, kind of a little goofy. So it was a blast. I had a great time.
So, working with James Marsters, Nicholas Brandon, and all the others, what would you do if you became more famous than they?
I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have squandered it somehow.
Rub it in the faces.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I would have done. And, the show was great.
Thank you.
Really big fan of the character. Did you want to play that character, or did you want a different character?
I was just happy to audition. When I first moved to LA, the show had been on for 2 seasons, and it was one of the shows I wanted to work on most because it was one of my favorite shows. So I didn't care what I did. I just wanted to be on the show. And, I thought that one episode was just going to be it, and then I'd be done. And so I was thrilled every time the phone rang. And, I just kept coming back. And the fact that the fans responded so well to the character, I never would have thought in a million years that 11 years later I'd still be doing conventions, and I've traveled the world and met fans from Australia to London. So it's been a blast.
What was it like being on a show that still to this day is really famous and ran for 9 years?
It's crazy to think that a little show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer would have had kind of like college courses have taught about the show, and like I said, I've met people all over the world who the show really impacted them. People who've been like, the show, helped my mother passed away, and it helped me get through the death of my mother. So it's really cool to have been a part of something like that. And again, it's been off the air for 11 years, and I still meet new fans, people who never watched it, or hell, weren't even alive when the show was on. Or were very small when the show was on, who have come to fall in love with it on DVD and Netflix. So it's been amazing.
Now, do you ever have one of those? Okay, I want to go back and rewatch every freaking season I can.
I do. I just started rewatching it from the beginning a couple of months ago, and I try to, if I've got a night where something else isn't on, I'll pop on another episode and start. Season 2 is my favorite. Hush is my favorite episode. I think season 6 was obviously one of my favorites because I was in it. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in season 6. So.
Okay, on the topic of Buffy, what's your favorite, besides Buffy, what's your favorite TV show?
Right now, my favorite TV show is True Detective on HBO. It's really amazing. In more of a sort of mainstream, I love Arrow. Arrow is amazing. And one of the guys who wrote a bunch of stuff for Clem, his name is Drew Greenberg. He's the executive producer, one of the co-executive producers of Arrow, and has written a bunch of episodes. So it's kind of cool to see another Buffy guy go on, and I can tell some similar sensibilities. Just in the sense of humor a lot of times. So yeah, I love Arrow. I can't wait. I think I'm going to have one on Hulu when I go home to watch.
So, you're working with the company that does Wizard 101, and a teenager who plays that game with other teenagers might not know that you do that. Explain what you do with.
Well, I started as an intern at the company, so I didn't know anything when I left LA. I was changing careers. I didn't. So I didn't know anything about the video game industry, and I ended up starting as an intern and kind of worked my way up, and now I am a Associate Creative Designer Level 2, which is a fancy term for an assistant writer. So I work under the lead writer for our next project, and doing dialogue and some storylines and describing different characters for the concept artist to then go and take and create the art. And it's a lot of fun. It's really cool.
Now, with there are those characters that are supposed to help those who are playing the game get through the game. Which one's your favorite?
In Wizard? Who do I think is really cool in Wizard? I like Dworgen.
Oh my god.
Dworgen's awesome. And then I did... There's the Burrower King at the end of our latest update, which is in Chrysalis. So he's a mouse king, and I like him a lot too. Because I do the voice for him. And I also do voices. I do a lot of voice work for Pirate 101.
That's cool. Yeah. So explain Pirate 101.
Pirate it's set in the same sort of world as Wizard in the Spiral. It's a different area of the Spiral, and you are basically a young pirate captain going on adventures, and it's really fun. Where was I on Pirate? It's a turn-based strategy game, so it's really cool. So you collect your pirate crew and your companions, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so let's play a little game I like to call Rock, Paper, Scissors, Lizard, Spock.
Lizard, Spock. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Are we going on 3 or 1, 2, 3, go, or 1, 2, go?
Alright, I guess we'll do 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, got it. Ready?
1, 2, 3, go.
Spock beats Lizard? Or Lizard beats Spock?
Lizard beats Spock.
Lizard beats Spock! Ha ha! Logic does not always win.